this video we're going to look at Penn State and their offense against Auburn in a really fun football game from last night. Crazy environment with the whiteout. Two good football teams that played really well for the most part. We're going to take a look at Penn State's offense. Their new offensive coordinator, Coach Yurcich, who came in from Texas. He'd been at Oklahoma State for a long time. He definitely used all their playbook for this game. They knew that they really wanted to get this big win against the SEC team at home. So they unloaded everything they had, and we'll take a look at some of the things that they came up with against the Auburn defense. This play right here, they're in the fourth quarter. This is one of the final drives, their final scoring drive here, and this is a really big play, really aggressive call. 1st and 10, I think they just got a pretty decent gain, so right there they try to call a special. And what you see out here is you've got a big lineman, their left tackle right there, hunched down, hunkered down, trying to keep those guys from seeing his numbers. And they have their tight end over here at the tackle spot. So right here, it's a legal formation because they have enough guys on line of scrimmage. He's uncovered right there. These two receivers are off the ball, and they're trying to run their tackle eligible play, which sends him down the middle. They fake a screen right here. Then these guys are faking a screen out here. He's going vertical, trying to hold that safety over here in that area so they can open up the middle of the field. As you play right here, you can see there's a lineman. He starts to back up. Now you see number 79, and he's obviously a gigantic human being. No way he's a skill guy. He is huge. He's backing up, and right there's the free release. You can see there's a safety deep. These linebackers, as soon as that ball snapped, their eyes go that direction. There's the backside safety coming up. Corner's firing right there for that screen, and he's already in space, trying to give it to him right there. They throw it to him at about 6 or 7 yards down the field. This is not a deep ball. You want to get it to him as fast as possible, just replacing those linebackers. They get a little lucky here as well. They bring the blitz there from the short side. The line here is one of those things that obviously you only have 4 guys in pass pro here, so this ball's got to get out pretty quick, and you got to roll to the quarterback's arm side just a little bit, and right there just darts it down as quick as he can because you know that there's only 4 guys protecting. And one of the things that we've done in the past is if we knew that, we'd roll just a little bit that direction to the quarterback's arm, and then we throw it back. So if you had a lefty, you'd probably roll that way and throw it back there. It just kind of switches depending on what the quarterback's arm is, because you don't want this free rusher to be in the quarterback's throwing arm. So right there, darts it down. Right there's vertical. You can see he's holding that middle linebacker, and there's a safety back there as well. Easy completion there to the tight end. And now he's rolling for a pretty big gain there in a really big drive. It helps us set up their final score in this game. This is the last touchdown of this game for Penn State. And what ends up happening right here is they have 2 receivers aside. They've got their fullback. They've got a single receiver over there. Here's a safety over there. So what they end up doing here, Auburn does defensively, 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. So right here, they're kind of anticipating a pass. They have an outside leverage here of this fullback, and he almost goes straight out to try to help with the pass. So you can see he jumps to the outside thinking maybe it's going to be a slant, and he's trying to fall underneath it, keeping him from running that fade, that slot fade there to the back of the end zone, which Auburn ended up doing towards the end of the game. But right here you can see he's outside leverage. He's dropping to that spot, and basically he's manned up on that fullback. So with that being said, they're taking 4 for these 3. When he goes arrow right there, these guys are blocking outside shoulder. Not sure if this is RPO. I wouldn't think it'd be an RPO. I think it'd be one of those things where they tag that to try to at least take 3, and then the quarterback has to read the backside C there to make the numbers right. But as you can play it, this guy right here is a non-factor. He's too wide out of the box. So now they're 5-on-5 there for the inside zone, as long as they can get a body on a body. So again, you can see there he goes. He's taking the 4th guy. He's already buzzing over there, trying to get underneath the slant to allow this defender here to play the slot fade. So that again leaves 5-on-5 in the box. They're on the 5-yard line, getting a hat on a hat. He's trying to go front side. Everything's jumbled up. So that means that all of those gaps are sealed. Now he's going to go to the backside C, and you can see there's a huge lane right there for the cutback, and he's able to get into the end zone right there with a little bit of contact at the goal line. So again, you can see kind of what Auburn was trying to do. They're thinking pass here. They're dropping him to try to help to make it where he can take away that slot fade, and then he can take away the slant. And now he's manned up right there to keep him from popping something right there. But then they just end up running inside zone on a third and goal from the 4 and getting a hat on a hat and widening those guys, and that creates an alley right there for the cutback and a big touchdown there for Penn State on a third and goal. It's another example here of Penn State just unloading everything they have in the playbook. So they brought their guy in motion here, and when they bring him in motion, you can see that it ends up kind of messing up their numbers. They're trying to communicate, not sure what's going on. He's still setting the C gap there. Ball snapped. He's coming out here. He's protecting for that guy, obviously being under center. He can throw it lateral there pretty easily. Boom, there's a lateral. There's a guy protecting. They got a little bit lucky here that guy's firing, or maybe they saw it on film that he's going to fire either way. That guy's getting over the top trying to play that screen right there. So he comes in, he's waiting, he knows he's protecting. If he goes in there, he's not going to do anything. Nice easy throw and catch right there. Obviously a lateral, couple yards space there behind him, puts it on his chest, and now he's an athlete. Starts working forward a little bit and throws it off his back foot. Accurate ball. Not a huge play because it's not a touchdown, because you can see the tight end is the guy that leaks up. This is the only guy left with that motion, and he's got to come down and try to force that screen. Ball's thrown out there. He's coming down to force that screen. Now that corner gets over the top of him. Nice catch. Gives them a nice, easy catchable ball to make sure they get the completion. Got the completion. It's an explosive play, about 16, 17 yards, but obviously they're hoping for a touchdown right there. But you can see what they're doing and how that motion, they weren't able to quite get the numbers over there to get over the top of that corner route after that double pass, and Penn State was able to take advantage of it for an explosive play. This is a look here of Penn State in double stack. So they have their receivers stacked right here on both sides. And typically as a defense, you got a couple different options you can do right here. You can either come down and mash right here and say, hey, I've got that guy man, you stack him behind me, you take that guy man to man, and that's how we're going to play it. Or you can do kind of what they're doing over here. It looks like you got it in and out. I'm going to take the first in cut, I'm going to take the guy that steps out first, and then just play it like that. Because again, it's one high look, looks like they're playing man. So right there you got to play it one of two ways. So he's either got to stay manned up, and then that guy will be manned up on the second guy, or say, hey, I got the first guy that releases outside for one guy that releases inside. Play it that way. But as you play it, you can see Penn State, they end up running 4 verticals. They just run right there, go into the seam, go into the numbers right there. So as it's played, you can see down here how he plays it. He jams a little bit, but then he ends up, hey, I'm going to man that guy up. And it's miscommunication there. He's playing him man as well. And great read there by the quarterback. Good job seeing it, seeing the confusion. His eyes started there. He got off of it pretty quick, came backside, trying to hit that seam, drills it on him right there. Miscommunication there by the corner and the safety. They're able to get a big completion right there early in the game for a big explosive play, getting down to the red zone. This is a play here from early in the game. I think it's a pretty good concept here. Obviously, you have a 21 personnel set. You got your tight end, you got your fullback there. So typically it's going to be a one high look. You can see they're rolling down right there. So what they end up doing is hard play action. They pull the guard. You got an out, up, and it looks like he ends up sitting it down because that corner's playing way over the top. No reason to run into coverage. You got him on a drag, and then you got another dig right there. So what it looks like from the quarterback here, as we play it, you can see the play action. They motioned him over there, and with the play action, eyes go right down the middle of the field trying to see if they can throw that climb in right there. And the only people that can guard that climb are either this outside backer or this safety. And if that's the case, either one of those guys guard it. You got the out and up. Obviously, he can read it, and he can set it back down right there. If this guy plays a man, is on his back, now you just come right here for this next dig. But really easy progression there. Looking for that dig because we think that we're going to get these linebackers to step up on the run action. Throw it right through the window, not over backers, through the window. And that's what they do right there. Puts it right on his body. Nice easy catch for that guy. And obviously you can see if he would have been chasing, been tight right there, there's the next guy to throw to. And now if you go back and you have this safety low or this outside backer there, now you've got this out, up. And right there you can see he goes up. That corner's playing way off, so it looks like he's sitting it down there right at the end of that clip. But big completion there early in the game for Penn State. This is a play here that I thought really showed some creativity. They brought a receiver in motion, faking the jet sweep that way. Here's the fullback coming across. The O-line is faking outside zone. He's in the pistol. They're faking outside zone that way. All that looks like a boot. He's going right there. He's helping seal right there. So all this action looks like, hey, they're running bootleg to the right. So let's start running that direction. And as you can see, as this plays out, they end up throwing that screen back to the tailback that they faked to, and they end up getting a pretty good gain here. And as you look at the linemen, again, they're going that direction just like they would on a boot, staying flat. And then about that point, they release for the screen right there. All these guys are releasing just to lead for this guy. The tackle, he ends up turning, and he's doing what's called a rat kill. He's looking for any of these guys chasing from the inside out so he can block them, keep them from chasing it down. So right there, good play here by the quarterback. All right, not the easiest thing in the world to do. Has his back turned to the defense. He sees this pressure coming, so he avoids it just enough. Flips that ball out there. Probably not the exact timing that they were thinking they were going to have on that play, but great job making it work. Getting to their guy, and you can see now the linemen are out in front. Once they release, they're going out there towards the numbers to help seal this thing. There's the rack. He'll take care of anything backside. Now they're out in front, helping lead the way there for a really good gain. And I think this is right before they threw that tackle eligible as well. So a big gain. Then it set them up so they could have another creative play and do that tackle eligible and get them down into the red zone. Here's a pretty simple play from Penn State, but I thought it was a really good scheme. Again, you're seeing a one-high look over there to the Twins. They're playing in more of a zone over there. To the corner over here, to the single, they're manned up. But as you can see, you got a bubble right here, which I'm sure they run a ton of. You're faking that downhill, trying to get these linebackers to step up. Now you've got a bang 8, and you've got a bubble. So just basically a curl flat. Just that guy's running through that curl window. And great catch here by the receiver. Not too bad of a ball. Would love to put it on his body. Does a great job, again, throwing through windows. If you throw over that backer, they got a chance to make a play. But you can see he drills it right through that window. And you can see that's a pretty tight window. Puts it right through that window, gives this guy opportunity. Not the easiest ball to catch, but obviously when you got playmakers out there like that, they can make that play. Anytime you got a one-high look, if you're on a curl flat, bubble slant, anything like that, there's going to be big windows right there, obviously, because you're working against seams and you're working flats, which is the weak point of a cover 3, and that's what they're able to do and exploit that with him driving down to that flat route and putting it on him right there through the window for a nice, easy completion. This is a really aggressive call here from Penn State. Late in the game, 2:22 left on clock, 2nd and 12 from their own 1-yard line. They end up calling a one-step fade here from the quarterback. So he's just catching one step and he's letting this thing out there for his receiver to try to make a play. One high safety. So right there, quick, get this ball out of our hand. Obviously, we don't want to take a sack there. Get the ball out of our hand, give our guy opportunity. This is where it gets kind of controversial. As you can see right here, the quarterback does a pretty good job closing space, which that's all good right there. And right here, there's a little bit of contact, but if you look at it, it's basically the wide receiver's arm right there is grabbing underneath the guy's armpit, bringing him to him. I'm not saying that the corner didn't quite run into him, but I'm saying he's probably pulling that guy into him and diving back at the ball, trying to get that PI call. This is a very low percentage throw. I don't know if this would be a call or if this would be something that people would do. Hey, if we got a press corner out there one-on-one, we want to try to get a PI to a run. Once he closes the gap, pull that guy to you, dive back at the ball, make it look like PI, and obviously this guy right here can't see what's going on. He's blocked from this backside arm, so all he sees is that contact, so he's throwing the flag right there for defensive pass interference, which when it looks to me like this guy is the one that's making the contact. The offensive guy, he's got hold of him right there underneath the armpit. You can see it, and that's why he pulled him to him, and then he dove back towards the ball and was able to get that call. So real aggressive call, and that's one of those things when you take those shots in those situations, not only do you have a chance to make a play down the field, you've also got a chance to get that call. And right here, the wide receiver does a great job of selling that, trying to attack the football right here, and he ends up getting that call.